2 hours later.
I can't wait 30 minutes. Taking Control is live from One SEO.
All right, welcome back everybody to episode 55 of Taking Control. That's right, it's 55. We have been doing this for quite some time. I'm Anthony Kane, an SEO strategist here at One SEO. I'm joined by our president of IT, Scott Fakasny.
How you doing?
And of course our CEO and founder, Lance Bachman. Both of you, I know you guys are super busy guys, so we appreciate you coming on this week. I figured it was incredibly fitting as the core topic this week is all about customer service in 2018. So thank you both for stopping by.
We're never too busy for this.
Well, I appreciate that. Before we jump into this episode, like I said, it's going to be all about customer service, the different aspects of it, you know, what we've seen over the years, or certainly what you guys have seen over the years involving customer service. Before we jump in, a few housekeeping items as usual. One SEO is growing at an incredibly rapid rate, and with that, we're always looking for new talent on both the digital marketing side and on the IT side. You know, I say it every week, but it's going to be great to kind of hear from you guys because you guys know more about the needs of the company as we grow, Scott, especially you with the IT side. So if you want to say a little bit about some of the positions we're looking for on the IT side as we grow rapidly on that program.
Yeah, for sure. We're hiring both datacom techs. The technicians actually go out in the field and run those phone wires, run those internet cables for you in your office. We provide that service for all of our clients. And we also are hiring level 1, 2, and 3 network technicians. The ones that are going to be answering the phone, resolving your day-to-day computer issues, making sure your backup stays up and running and safe, keeping your server safe and connected. We are actively seeking people that are able to answer all the technical questions, but more importantly, provide great customer service.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Always looking for people that can provide that extra level of customer service.
A little bit of personality goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely, it sure does.
You know, not to say anything about the tech side, you know, and blow Scott's horn here, you know, but the nice part is we're on pace this year that we'll probably be Inc. 500 fastest growing company on the tech side by the end of this year. And that's kudos to Scott and his leadership team. If you're looking for a great job, a great career, a great place to work that's going to pay your benefits, you have a work-life balance, you know, and home life, you know, this is a great opportunity for you to get in on the ground floor. When I met Scott and we decided to do this, he had about 3 employees at the time. You're over 20 now, correct? Yep. You know, and it's continuing to grow, and that's inside of 18 months. We're probably about 25, 30 employees by the end of the year. The one thing I know about Scott and his leadership, which made us great partners, is he's loyal to people. He has a commitment to the community, has a commitment to your family. So if you're looking to work for an incredible human being and have a place to grow your career, One SEO Tech is a great place for you. If you're a datacom person with obviously cabling experience, or if you're a managed service desktop support level 1 to level 3 person, we'd love to have you apply and get to know Scott and his team because they're amazing people.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. We can't wait to bring some more talent on. We're looking actively and we look forward to it.
Yeah, and the tech team always has fun over there, so it's a great environment, great culture. So all the links to apply, both on the tech side and on the digital marketing side, will be provided below as well. So feel free to check it out and see if there would be a good fit there for you as we move forward to grow. And before we jump into this week's episode of Customer Service, we're actually going to pass it over to Sosa Rossell, who is our VP of Client Relations. So Sosa, please take it away.
Take it away, Sosa.
Thanks, Anthony. My name is Sosa Rossell, and I'm here to talk to you about customer service. We know that it is a very tough industry to go and look at different digital agencies, and one of the factors that we pride ourselves on is customer service. Customer service is extremely important to us. With customer service, we look at 3 main factors: communication, transparency, and results. With all 3 of these factors in place, we know that we have a winning team, winning strategies behind all of our clients. We want to make sure that every client at One SEO has an incredible customer experience with us, and customer service is what's going to be key. We want to make sure we do all of these factors so that you can be extremely successful in your business. Off to Digital Buzz.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Rachel and this is BJ, and we're bringing you this week's Digital Buzz. What's first on the list, BJ?
Facebook augmented reality ads. What? So it's crazy. We have Amazon doing augmented reality. We have Snapchat, which everybody knows for augmented reality. BJ, what's augmented reality?
BJ, what's augmenting reality?
Were you just gonna take that from me?
No.
Rachel, whose show is this? Augmented reality is actually, taking something digital and putting it in a real environment. So remember the dancing hot dog?
That's what I was gonna say. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember on Snapchat, you would be able to put your Snapchat on a table and this hot dog would just do this little thing.
But take it a step further, more than a gimmick. Unfortunately, Snap didn't get to it first. Facebook's gonna make advertisements like this so that you can see things in front of you, you can experience things in an environment. A good example of this, those of you that have got on board with Amazon Prime Day, they actually have it where you can use augmented reality to take a sofa and put it in your living room and see what it's gonna look like. You can move the size and everything. So you're seeing something digital in your own space, in your own environment. So imagine sitting there with your friends having lunch and then an ad pops up on your phone and you're looking down at the table with this little dancing cowboy now or whatever it may be. Definitely a good way to get, ads in front of people in creative ways. Does this last? I don't know, but they're testing it. If it comes out full circle and they roll with it, it's a new opportunity nonetheless.
So, fun fact here, Snapchat actually did do it. We talked about it a few weeks ago. And I don't know how well it lasted for them. The only ad we saw was, I think CJ and myself, we talked about the makeup ads. That's the only one we've seen, maybe with the Facebook and Amazon. I was gonna say connector there.
Maybe.
It goes farther, we don't know, but I know I like to see sunglasses on myself before I buy them, so like.
And that's right.
End user.
I forgot about that stuff, but the reason you forgot about it because it was so forgettable.
So forgettable.
And the demographic is not the ones going to buy. They're looking to play right now. So Snap's in a kind of weird spot. I love how we took a news topic and turned it to putting the microscope on Snap. With that being said,
next topic.
Let's put the microscope on YouTube, specifically YouTube TV. Pretty awesome service, pretty great for the price. You get a lot of the stuff that you would have to cherry pick and go to the higher packages from your cable provider. But unfortunately, during a very important time, they had an outage.
In the World Cup. During the World Cup. So people, I think in the millennial age, a lot of people aren't buying cable, but they're buying this like Amazon Fire and YouTube TV and things like that. If you didn't have cable, you couldn't watch the World Cup, which has been the biggest thing on television the past few weeks. So because of that, YouTube is giving a big old I'm sorry blanket, offering a free week of YouTube TV. So I'm pretty sure current subscribers, I don't know if I could jump in on the free week because I don't have it, but I think it's a way for YouTube to,
Yeah, and they do a free trial nonetheless. So something to check out. This is not a plug for YouTube TV, but the idea here is that
we're not sponsored.
No. What we're telling you though is if you do wrong, you have to make good. The customer is always right. Listen, dead air is what it's called in the cable industry. If you have dead air on TV, if something's being broadcasted and it's just dead, somebody's probably losing their job or somebody's taking a fine. There's regulations against this stuff. YouTube's definitely feeling it. They're making up for it the best way they can by taking care of the client, taking care of the customer.
I think that falls into what we're talking about this week on Taking Control. Clients come first.
Absolutely.
Always.
So what's a good way to get it out in front of people and connect to your customer base, your demographic a different way? Well, it's to reinvent what you do. So Barnes & Noble's, and this is not Paramount by any degree because they had to be happening at one-off locations for a while, is actually structuring a summer board game night to bring out people to make new friends and stuff like that. So they're taking the coffee house approach, which they do have Starbucks inside them, right? They're taking the coffee house approach to people to get together and just kind of had neighborhood gatherings to play board games and meet people, whether it's intense games like Dungeons and Dragons or as simple as Monopoly and Connect 4.
Connect 4 is a great game.
It's phenomenal. It's so simple too. But the idea here is not to shine light on Barnes & Noble. They're great. Is this a huge step for them? No. But this is somebody who has news and buzz around them generating because they're being smart enough to be proactive in a changing space. We saw Toys R Us die off. We saw CompUSA die off.
We just talked about GameStop.
Yep, GameStop looking to be bought out. With that being said, you need to evolve with the time. You need to offer more than just what's at face value. I can tell you from a digital marketing perspective, the most successful campaigns are the ones that operate inside the site and outside the site. Whether that outside is online somewhere else or offline in the real world. Are you running billboards too? Are you doing something in your community? Are you getting involved? Getting out there and doing more and being involved is the way to get in front of people.
Yeah, the sorority girl in me is always for philanthropy, always for good PR, putting your name out there, connecting with the community in the neighborhood, and we even see Facebook making a step toward that now. So no surprise, I think yay for Barnes & Noble for being proactive.
Absolutely.
In the event that people will stop buying physical books. I don't think that'll happen because I love physical books, but
and all things digital on the BJ side. So guys, with that being said, we thank you for joining us today.
See you guys.
We'll see you next time on the Digital Buzz.
Alrighty, and we're back. Thank you guys so much for all the help with this week's Digital Buzz and for Sosa Rossell on this week's whiteboard segment. So we are back at the desk to kind of round out episode 55, where we're covering all things customer service. And, right off the bat, Lance, I know you talk a ton about customer service. You really harp at home here with the employees and going the extra mile and taking care of the customers, because at the end of the day, really, if you don't have customers, you don't have a company, basically. So, I think that's really important, and the stats come out every year, and it really never changes. The number one reason customers leave a service or a product is because of customer service, and you could provide poor customer service to your customers. Your customers won't love it, but your competitors certainly will, because there's always somebody out there that's willing to kind of take that customer with open arms. So I think it's an important aspect to every business in 2018. I really just wanted to kind of get your guys' initial feedback before we dive into it, just as far as customer service goes and how important it is.
I mean, one of the things that brought me and Scott together as partners was when I met Scott and we were talking, and my other partner, Sam, the one thing we all have in common is, and Jolene, my other partner, is you got to have customer service, because without service, you have no customers. Right? So, I mean, it's just
at least not happy ones.
Yeah, well, but they're going to leave, right? So, and I think that's been all of our core principles of, hey, we got to have great customer service, especially in the service-based businesses that we're in, you know, and where things have friction at times, or are up and downs. You have to explain a lot of times about what we actually do for people and how it works, because people think they know, but they don't know. Right. And, to give you an example, customer service will separate your company from every other company. And I had an electrician at my house, and it's been a nightmare. I was telling Scott, and this guy, you have the best customer service in the world, and you might only get 5 people that get told about it. You do one thing wrong, and they tell 100 people. Right. This guy that's doing my electrician, I'm going to give him one last chance to fix it, but if he doesn't fix it, I'm literally going to let everyone know what he did to me. The guy pulled no permits to do what he was supposed to do. He pretty much lied to me on the work he did, and now I'm holding him accountable. He's like, I feel like you're being rude to me, and I don't like the way you talk. Well, what's that have to do with you not doing your job, right? I mean, when someone confronts you, and that's the biggest part people don't understand is, yes, not always the customer is right. That is correct. I agree with that, especially when a customer says the wrong things and mistreats people and doesn't really understand the product or what they're talking about or what they're doing. But you still got to explain yourself to the customer, and the customer should always come first and feel great about. You didn't go through that process when they were giving you the money. After you got their money, they should even feel better. Right. And that's where a lot of people miss that. I give you money, I should feel better. Because you might have my money today, but you won't get my money tomorrow, and you won't get my friends' money and everyone else I know's money the next day and the next day. And you're building, and that's why One SEO keeps growing. I can tell you this without a doubt, you're going to get customer service here. If not, I'm going to fire the employee that does not give customer service, point blank, from either one of our 2 divisions. That's just a fact. I said to everyone, if you can't give customer service the easiest thing to do, you should be terminated.
And customer service on the tech side is even more difficult to manage, and our technicians are doing such a great job. No one calls your IT department or your outsourced IT managed service provider and says, hey, everything's going great, I'm just calling to say hi. So they always call when there's a problem. Right. So customer service plays an even more important role when you're calling and your customers are unhappy to begin with. They're not necessarily unhappy with you, but they're unhappy because their internet's not working. They're unhappy because maybe a pole went down outside. Maybe they can't print because somebody unplugged it. So we are always there to help talk them off the ledge when need be, and provide and get them up and running as fast as possible, which is all part of customer service.
One of the biggest things I'll see is I saw a self-made guy, Pete Sirocco, from Northeast Philly, take a local bar and turn it into chicken and pizza. Have you ever met Pete? He believed, and another guy I'll talk about, Jim Worthington. He owns the Knack, right? Another self-made local person. And I hate to use those 2 as examples, but and I'm friendly with both of them, so I'm not, I've never had beers with them. Actually, I've had beers with Pete, but never Jim. But I've been around these gentlemen. I've seen them walk around their own places and pick up the trash off the floor. I've seen them wipe down the bars, wipe off the equipment. I've seen them deal with upset customers personally when they didn't have to. Right. And that's why they lead the way in their industry locally. Because customer service for a local business is going to be everything. And I've seen Worthington. I actually said to him 2 years ago when I saw him walk up and pick up a piece of linen off the floor, my mind was blown. Because that's something I would do here. It's something I saw Gen Pro do here around the same time. And I was like, that's people that have pride in where they work and what they do. I've seen And then you'll see other people that think they're above making a customer happy. And I always say this, it might be raining money today, but you might be in a drought tomorrow and you wish you had those happy customers back.
Right.
And customer service is key in every industry, but yet it seems so obvious, but it's the biggest thing. And I won't mention this guy's name. It's a guy that does software. He sells tools. He does a link removal, and he's a local guy, and he actually has a decent, nice company, and he's a good guy. And we used him before, and I saw him at XMX's Vance. He was expoing, and it was funny. I was thinking about using his tool again, but when I walked up to him, we got into a conversation in front of my sister Jolynn. He said like one of the rudest comments you could say. Like he was trying to take a jab. He's like, "Oh, well, you're not a real SEO. We're like this guy and this guy." And I was like, my company's 3 times their size, and I was like, okay. And I just actually said right in front of my sister and his employee, I was like, that's your problem, why you'll never continue to grow is you're just a d*** to people. And he was like, huh? I was like, you're just a d*** to people. Like, we're more established, we're more around, but you just had bad customer service, a bad bedside manner. It's why we left. I have a relationship with you. But, that's why I always say
and you were willing to go back, it sounded like.
We were actually walking over there for that reason. Just to check it out. And I was like, I'll never do business with him again. And what's funny was I saw him 2 weeks later at Lestal. He's a nice guy, I'm sure. And I said, hi, how you doing? But people don't realize how you talk to people and how you treat people when you're not doing business with them is just as important as when you're doing business with them.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me.
Absolutely. I think a lot of great points you guys mentioned. Lance, right off the bat, you mentioned how, if you have a great customer experience, like you might tell a few people, your friends, but like if you have a bad customer experience, 9 out of 10 people pretty much go and tell everybody, that's just the way it is. So I think that's an important distinction to make right off the bat. And then you mentioned kind of doing the little things, taking the extra time to explain something to someone who might not understand it, and doing the right thing even when no one's watching. I think you mentioned Genpro. I know the exact example you're talking about. Yeah. It's those little things that I think make customers feel great, that makes them feel appreciated, and that's any industry across the board, I feel like. And I think it's great to have kind of our two sides of the business here as an example, because one, digital marketing's an odd space in that people get burned all the time. People are just a number. They get just a package. That they're used to, like, it's just the industry. People have been burnt by digital marketing companies. And then the same time with the tech side, there are some big tech players out there that might treat you like a number or might pass you from person to person to person while you wait in queue, queue number 14, your queue number 12, or whatever it might be, who don't get right down to the core. And I think that's what makes, people want to come back to us, is just that extra level of customer service. So I thought it was a great example. Obviously customer service is important across the board. It doesn't matter. I always say this too, when I walk in and get a bar, and I own bars, and I go to a bar and I see an ignorant bartender or a rude bartender, I'm like, why do your job then? You know what you got up, and your shift starts at 3. You know what your day prevails. And why be ignorant? Why check out your phone? It was funny. I was eating at a restaurant last night with my family, and I saw the waiter checking out his phone. And I was like, if I own this restaurant, and I know everyone checks out their phone, but you have a jam-packed place at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night without an empty seat, I'm having a conversation with that waiter about his phone charging at the station, and he's checking it while people are waiting for waters and sodas, whatever it may be. And people don't understand this. And that's why, if I can give every business a piece of advice, send out a client survey every month, twice a month, And it's funny, when I decided to start this for tech, I'm going to tell a funny story here real fast. Scott comes running over to me, Lance, can we wait the next month? And at first I was like, sure. And I asked the question, why, to send out the survey. Scott's like, we're inundated, we got so much work, some of those things are going to come back negative. I'm like, we want that feedback, Scott. We want anything negative because we want them to make them happy right away. And the survey went out now 3 times and nothing came back negative, did it, Scott?
No, it's been such a
positive.
Yeah, it's been such a positive. So many people are working with us as we're growing. We're growing so quickly, and we're still keeping all of our customers, knowing them all by name, not treating them as if they're a number.
Right. But I said to Scott, you're gonna have a negative survey. One SEO's had negative surveys on the digital side. I want to know because I want to address it. So every business owner out there that cares about their business, and not saying that Scott didn't, Scott just didn't know the why, how you can jump in front of it. You can take an upset client because they'll feel comfortable sending you an email through a survey, and turn them around and make them happy. And that's what you want to do, whether you're a roofing company, catering company. When you stay at a hotel, the first thing they do is ask you for a review. What was your survey? What was it like? I mean, I go back to Dreams Hotel every year for my anniversary because I have the best experience ever. And I fill out the survey every year because I'm so excited about being there. It's a happy place and they treat me great. That's what you want for every business, whether you're Union Roofing, whether you're West Carver Electric, whether you're Josh Cherry Home Remodeling, Matt Rap Job, your Chicky and Peach, or Joe Bogra. It doesn't matter what the business is.
Right.
That you know, Chris Carty from Tuxedo, you should be sending out surveys twice a month. Anyone in a service-based business, are you happy? Ask a bunch of questions. Do you feel like you're getting a value out of what you're doing? Was it a fair price? Whatever it may be, that someone would leave a bad review for you or leave you and never use you again, that survey is going to resolve a lot of problems for you. And I love it, and I'm a true believer in it. And the first question I ask every client, and this is what I tell everyone else in the service-based business, I would ask the question, were you happy with my service? Are you happy with us? Because I want to know. People think I'm crazy sometimes I ask that question, but I want to know, are you happy or not?
Right, yeah, absolutely. And that is great advice. A lot of people don't do the very basic, simple thing, which is just to ask your customers for feedback, ask for their honest opinion on how you're doing. Because like Lance mentioned, it helps you fine-tune the little things. It helps you kind of figure out where you might be running into issues or speed bumps and really kind of fine-tune it so that it doesn't happen again, obviously. So that's certainly a great piece of advice.
You're going to have problems. You might as well address the problem so you keep your people happy. And especially if you're a growing company, I promise you, it's called the human error. People are humans, right? I mean, I know everybody thinks everything's automated, but humans still have to work. Humans make errors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, well, thank you guys so much for joining in this week. We hope it was an awesome episode 55. We'll be back next week, next Thursday for episode 56. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, and we will see you there. Thank you both for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.